So we already have the January Comm Day in Pokemon Go, which is going to be the brand new Generation 6 starters in Pokemon Go, which starting off is going to be Chespin, which means we can probably count on in 2 months, and then in 2 months, we are going to be able to get the Fennekin as well as the Froakie, which are going to be some of the top Pokemon desired, including that Froakie. That Greninja is going to be mighty cool in Pokemon Go for the shiny. So with that surrounding, what are going to be some of the top things that we may expect from Comm Days this year? So first off, let's start off with the Comm Day Classics. We have already seen a decent amount of Pokemon make their way back into Pokemon Go, but some of my top contenders for the Comm Day Classics are going to be Squirtle. We have already had Charmander with 2 Comm Days, and so, having the Comm Day Classic may not be as relevant, but Squirtle is one of my top contenders. Blastoise, great Pokemon. Mega Blastoise, even cooler, so I'm expecting that Squirtle, including the Squirtle squad, is going to be making its way back into Pokemon Go for a Comm Day Classic, number 1. Number 2, number 3, and number 4 are kind of all grouped together because they are all very relevant and they all have Megas, and maybe they may not have Classic Comm Days, but I do believe that they are going to, and that is going to be Larvitar, Beldum, as well as Bagon. All 3 of them have very, very effective Megas. All 3 of them are extremely cool Pokemon, and all 3 of them have had Comm Days in the past, so their shinies are relatively common for some of the older players, but for some of the newer players, they may be a whole lot rarer. So these Pokemon making their way back into Pokemon Go for the Comm Day Classics is some Pokemon that I am going to be very highly anticipating. If I were to hypothesize how this might go, I might think that in March, we will have a Comm Day Classic that could feature Squirtle. In June or July, we could feature a Comm Day that could feature Larvitar, and then in September-ish, we could have some Pokemon such as either Bagon or Beldum coming back for a classic Comm Day in Pokemon Go, which I think would be quite cool. But since we do have Chespin coming in January, if you do want to check out the top tips, you can check it out here. What's going to be my February predictions in Pokemon Go? Well, my February prediction is going to be Clink. Why do I think Clink is going to make its way? Well, the shiny has been out for quite a while. It has spawned in some events, such as the Go Fest and things like that. However, it's not typically the most common Pokemon, and it would be a great time to integrate this Pokemon being a rarer shiny into the Pokemon Go kind of mainstream shiny hunting. And it is a 3-tier evolution, and it's not the most relevant Pokemon, but I definitely think a lot of people would be pretty geeked to be able to get that. So that's going to be the Pokemon that I am voting for February right now. Then in March, that would make it the Fennekin. Fennekin would be the next Pokemon making its way into Pokemon Go, and I think that there is a very high possibility that it would be here in the month of March, right? So I think that's probably how it's gonna go, and then that would mean in the month of May, we would have Froakie as the brand new Pokemon, which would mean that we are gonna have Greninja, which leads the question to, are we gonna be getting Ash Greninja in Pokemon Go? I do not know that question, but I sure hope that it's gonna be coming out when we do get a Comm Day, because that Pokemon is much stronger than the regular Greninja. So we will see what happens in Pokemon Go with this specific thing. And then that leads us to the month of April. What's going to be the Pokemon that we do get here? I am going to guess and anticipate that we are going to be getting Timber for no other reason for most of this video than just something that I am going to be anticipating. Why Timber? Timber has been in raids. It has been in kilometer eggs, right? A bunch of different ones. Mostly in 10-kilometer eggs from Adventure Sync is the most common way to get it, but this Pokemon is a 3-tier evolution, and everybody would be super hyped on this Pokemon, right? Including myself. I would be very excited to be able to get Timber as one of the Comm Day Pokemon. So let me know, we are almost halfway through the year, how you guys think that my Comm Day predictions are looking right now. So obviously we talked about May being Froakie, which then leads us into June, and June has historically been the last 2 years Gibble, then last year it was going to be Dino, and then this year, if it goes as the cycle has been, the year before gets the brand new shiny released, and this year is going to be getting AXEW for the month of June. That should be, if everything lines up, the Pokemon making its Pokemon Go debut for Comm Day, which would be extremely cool. I cannot wait to get the AXEW. It is not the most effective Pokemon. It could get a pretty cool moveset, but it will still not breach the top dragon type Pokemon in Pokemon Go because we have some really strong dragons, but at the same time, great looking black shiny. Really love that Pokemon. Not quite as much and as effective as is the Hydreigon with the Brutal Swing, but I am still very excited to get that Pokemon and see it in Pokemon Go debut. But I do anticipate that there is going to be some type of dragon event that we will have more chances to be able to get the shiny AXEW before we get to the next event of the Comm Day for this Pokemon, which then leads us into the month of July. So kind of towards the end of the year, this is kind of a crapshoot for me, honestly, but the Pokemon that I am going to anticipate for the rest, I'm not going to name specific months because I think it could go either way here, but here are some of the Pokemon that I think are going to be making their way into Comm Day here. So let's just call the month of July being Drillbur. The reason why I think Drillbur will make its way into Comm Day because we have seen 2 evolution Pokemon such as Magikarp make its way in there and Swablu, so there's a perfectly good explanation that this could make it in there. And not only that, I think that Drillbur going into Excadrill with the shiny would be very valuable, and having something on this Pokemon could make it even more effective. If it's not for a meta attacker, it could be for GBL, but I think this Pokemon definitely has a high contention to be able to have a Comm Day, and let's call that July. And then let's call the month of August Whismur. Why do I think Whismur make its way into a Comm Day? Well, number one, Whismur is a 3-tier evolution Pokemon, and we have seen many 3-tier evolution Pokemon make their way into Pokemon Go. Would I prefer it to be something else? Absolutely. But could I see it being this Pokemon? Absolutely, because we've had things such as Starly, we've had things such as Weedle, and other Pokemon make their way into Pokemon Go for Comm Day, and that is what I'm going to think is going to be for the month of August. Then, man, I'm going to go way out on a limb here and just speculate that the month of September, obviously I did give you a Comm Day Classic, but I am thinking that we may get a Riolu. Why do I think that? Well, I just hope. Let's just say that, okay? But for this Pokemon, we do have a Mega coming out. Riolu has always been in eggs. It has never spawned in the wild, but I think that this could be a game-breaking Comm Day excitement Pokemon, and I think for the year of 2023, we are due for some more exciting Comm Days that we have seen in the past. So I am going to vote for Riolu here. So let me know what you guys think, and am I on par, off par, or what do you think in Pokemon Go is going to happen here? Which then leaves 2 more months, October and November. So I only have one Pokemon speculated here for one of these 2 months, and that is going to be Sandile. Sandile does not have the shiny out yet. I would anticipate that maybe in the adventure week that we typically have in the early part of the spring / late winter, we will see a shiny Sandile make its way into Pokemon Go, which will be its debut. And then later in the year, we will have a Comm Day for this Pokemon. That's what I am anticipating. So let's call that October for this Pokemon. And then finally, we have one more Pokemon that we are going to have for the rest of the year. And I'm going to leave that, guys, up to you in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think as far as my outlook goes for this year. Do you think I'm on par? Do you think I'm off par? Do you think I'm off par with Riolu? Because I would love to see that Pokemon. It's a speculation. I would love to see more Comm Day Classic, especially some of these really rare, cool Pokemon shiny debuts that we have seen in the past that I have named, such as Bagon, Beldum, and Larvitar, including the Squirtle. Think I coming back would be a great Comm Day Classic. Obviously, I would love to see a Charmander come back as well, but realistically speaking, Squirtle deserves it more than the Charmander does in Pokemon Go. So that's gonna do it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I can't wait to see everybody in there. So thank you guys for tuning in as always. I got great videos coming out for you guys soon. Love you guys, love you guys, love you guys. To all my likers, comments, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody takes the support, subscription, let me see you guys out in the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.